One of my Airbnbs just got foreclosed on today, and all my other ones are losing money. The market is over. And now I'm going to need to sell a couple of the houses that I'm up in on equity to cover the loss of the foreclosure, the massive ding to my credit, and all my other properties that are losing money on a monthly basis.
Airbnb now has so many problems that I don't know if they will ever be able to recover. We are seeing the crash of Airbnb. Now, some of these problems include the insane fees that add up to more than the cost per night and the negative effect that it is having on the current housing crisis. There's even horror stories of tenants moving in and then staying and squatting and refusing to pay rent, refusing to leave the property, and Airbnb and the government is doing nothing. So Airbnb is truly a mess.
Airbnb is going away in a lot of markets around the country right now. I'm seeing the fucking writing on the wall. We manage Airbnbs in 8 markets right now around the country, stuff that I own, but also for a lot of third-party owners as well as our investors. And so we have a good pulse of what's going on in the Airbnb market. The numbers right now in all the markets that we manage in are tremendously down from 2021 when
Airbnb is collapsing. Hosts are losing homes and losing rental income. Guests are fed up with high fees, including cleaning fees. And this could trigger a housing crash meltdown, oversupply of inventory, and lowering of prices in your neighborhood. Do you see that in your area? Are you seeing any of the effects of Airbnb and high inventory in your area? As we all know, during the COVID times, Airbnb business was booming. Everybody was taking vacations. Everybody was going to local areas. But today, Airbnb is collapsing. Let's look at the public stocks. In the COVID times, in the 2021, the stocks were as high as 220 per share. Today, they're down to 113 per share, almost half its value. So as you can see, the Airbnb is taking a beating. The question is, what impact will it have on you as a buyer, on you as a seller, or if you're renting or thinking about giving your property to rent? You may not own an Airbnb, but it impacts you also in a great way. It impacts all of us. More Airbnbs are flooding the market, driving local prices down and changing how buyers think about buying a house or even about renting a house. In fact, we own an Airbnb about 2 hours from here near Palm Springs. We had a great time the first couple of years. We were getting high rates, high vacancies, and then starting 24, 25, actually 23, our vacancies was up. Our prices were going down on daily rentals. There was a lot of competition. More and more rentals came up. Airbnbs came up and they drove the prices down. On the flip side, at the same time where our prices were going down on rentals and our occupancy was going down, Airbnb jacked up fees and other fees. Our management fees went up. Our maintenance fees went up. So overall, I have seen firsthand that Airbnb was in trouble. So guess what we did 2 years ago? We already rented it out long term and we still have the tenant in there. So we are safe for now.
Affordable anymore. And a lot of these places aren't even that nice. You used to go to Airbnbs, it would be like a cute little house. You would see a lot of character. It'd be fun. Now I walk in and they're just like sad, depressing apartments with IKEA furniture. It's like I would much rather be in a cute little hotel. I would much rather be in a like.
There it is. It's confirmed. That's how real estate's going to crash around the country. Here, Rich Dad, Poor Dad author says Airbnb's going to lead the way. That's right. All you people that got those Airbnb properties that are now sitting empty, what are you going to do? Not making any money. You're going to put them on the market. Tens of thousands of homes going on the market. That will add to inventory. And because there is desperation in selling those homes will be sold at a discount, causing other homes throughout the market to be discounted.
So for those that don't know, Airbnb right now is taking an absolute beating. There's certain states like San Antonio, Nashville, Denver, New Orleans, Seattle, and Orlando that have seen the biggest drops. But if you look at Tennessee, they're almost at a drop of 50%. Now, I did some digging, and it just so happens that Airbnb has roughly 350,000 more listings than the active listings available for sale right now in the U.S.
As you can see, Airbnb business is in trouble. All the hosts, all the owners, and there are thousands and thousands and thousands of them are complaining or cannot make payments because their properties are vacant. Their management fees are high. The maintenance costs are high. The travelers, the guests are not traveling as much and they want discounts. They don't want to pay the cleaning fees. They don't want to pay the Wi-Fi fees. They don't want to pay the high rents. So on one hand, the rates and income is going down. And on the other hand, the owners or the host, property taxes, insurance, maintenance cost, fees are increasing. So the Airbnb is at a standstill. On the flip side, what the guests are saying is that, hey, when we go to a hotel, we don't have to pay cleaning fees. We don't have to pay extra fees. Why are Airbnbs charging us guest fees and cleaning fees and extra other fees? So hotels are gaining back what they lost 5-10 years ago, and they were complaining. Now they're gaining back the momentum. Consumers are done paying more for less. Fees, chores, and no guarantees. Hotels are winning back customers.
Why do Airbnbs have cleaning fees, but hotels don't? This is where Airbnb has had it wrong for a very long time. They thought having a separate cleaning fee made sense. The house only gets cleaned in between stays, not during the stay like a hotel. But this is no different than charging for shipping on Amazon. You can do it, but as a consumer, I really wish you wouldn't. So for the hosts out there, your Airbnb guests want to see a nightly rate without fees. Start baking the cleaning fee directly into the nightly fee.
This is one of the most highly controversial topics in my industry. If you're gonna make me clean, why is there a cleaning fee when I'm booking my Airbnb for a vacation? The last thing you probably want to do when you're sad going home from vacation is waking up at the butt crack of dawn, cleaning everything, doing the dishes, taking out the trash. I've heard some people are forced to wash linens, wipe down countertops, and if they're not, the host has charged them money. So I'm gonna let you know what the cleaning fee covers. I received this personal checklist from my cleaner. Anytime, pause to read. But to get started, we're gathering all linens and towels, start refilling the hot tub. Every single time we do that, by the way, guys. By the way, also, it is not an industry standard to always wash comforters. In my cabin, we do. First situation that we ever had, snowball of terrible. Place is a mess. The guests didn't check out on time. Trash everywhere. Puzzle pieces all over the floor. They burned our wooden table with a pan. Didn't bother putting anything under it. Left out all of their food. Acted like, I paid a cleaning fee. Here you go. Just a difference between relying on other people as like a maid service and just people being messy. Just felt intentional. How do we handle situations with guests when they cause damage to our cabin? I get a message from one of our guests.
Airbnb, I officially have beef with you. Thus far, I've had a pretty good experience with most Airbnbs of just it being a good place to stay and having a really honest, kind host and it not really being that expensive until this weekend. Now, this wasn't my booking, this was my friend's booking and it was for a bachelorette trip. Now, mind you, we cleaned this place up spotless after we left, like swept the floors, took out all the trash, and like the cleanup instructions were basically non-existent. It was, I think, just take out the trash and maybe load the dishwasher, and that was about it. And it was a pretty big house. It had, I think, 4 bedrooms, and one of them being a bunk room. Didn't even say to strip the sheets, didn't say what to do with the linens, nothing like that. We even went as far as to completely sweep the house as well. And mind you, we already paid a $250 cleaning fee on this place. And today, the Airbnb host sends us this. Hi Carly, I'm glad everybody had a good time, just got to the house, and it really is going to take a lot of work to put everything back together. I have a crew of ladies that work really hard to keep our houses clean. I'd appreciate if you pay them an extra cleaning fee. I'll request it to you on Airbnb now.
Foreclosures may be mounting. Sellers now face competition from distressed Airbnb owners unloading properties for rent and or for sale. Look at what's happening in Tennessee. Look at what's happening in Florida, in the attraction areas. There's a flood of them out there, and it is affecting a local homeowner like you or a local buyer like yourself. The big question is, we already know the Airbnb is in trouble. The big question is, will the Airbnb phenomenon of going down, of travelers using less and less, will it cause a housing crash? Could it be the ignition point for causing a housing crash?
You might not know this, but the Airbnb market on the coast has been crashing out for a couple years now. There have been so many vacancies and so many empty rentals all over the coast, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, that people are starting to freak out and they are all putting their homes and condo homes for sale. About 3 to 4 years ago, there were hardly any listings for sale under like $300,000 in Myrtle Beach, and now there's like 1,500 condos.
This isn't just about vacation rentals. It's about your neighborhood. When Airbnb fail, those units either go back on the rental market or hit the sales market. That ripple affects every seller and investor. In fact, Airbnb is one of the reasons rents are so high in certain areas.
Oh, New York City launches an all-out attack on Airbnb starting today. The monthly average rent in New York City is a sky-high $5,600, and they blame Airbnb and essentially shut it down starting today in the Big Apple.
A lot of the realtors nationwide are saying they've never seen this many vacation rentals listed at any given time. A lot of them are vacant. A lot of them are hard to get to because they are still operating the business, yet it is for sale. A lot of the sellers want to sell with inventory, and a lot of the buyers don't want that inventory, which is IKEA furniture, as the previous videos mentioned. Inventory jumps and buyers gain leverage, and the prices may drop. In fact, even die-hard investors are walking away from their Airbnbs and rental properties. Many have 2 or 3 or 15 or 20. A lot of the big corporations have hundreds of those, and even those corporations are in trouble because their costs are high, their management costs are high, and their income is way down, way down. Once they leave, the correction accelerates and spreads to broader market in your local neighborhood. More inventory means lower prices. The Airbnb collapse is a warning shot. Bubbles don't pop in one corner, they spread. If you're thinking about selling in the next 12 to 24 months, you need a strategy now. Think ahead before these distressed properties come in your neighborhood, and it'll drag the listing prices down and the home prices down. If you're a homeowner in Orange County or anywhere and want a real plan, we'll be glad to help you. Hit us up. We have contacts nationwide with top agents who work with investors and who know how to handle investment properties.